Mirelle Cavalcante, sou a coordenadora geral de cursos do Ateneu. Sejam muito bem-vindos ao Universo Ateneu do ano de 2023. Este evento irá proporcionar a vocês uma imersão no mundo tecnológico da transformação digital, onde a principal temática a ser abordada será a inclusão e imersão na inteligência artificial, IA, os seus impactos, os benefícios e o cenário futurista. A partir de hoje, vocês terão acesso a ambientes de realidade aumentada, campeonato de games, arena de interações e festa de encerramento com música eletrônica. Quero agradecer aos nossos coordenadores pedagógicos, os palestrantes do evento e a todo o time do Ateneu. Aproveitem bastante este evento que foi feito com muito carinho para vocês. Um excelente evento a todos e um forte abraço. Eu me chamo Leia. Eu estou na praça de alimentação do Grande Shopping. Eu não posso ir onde você está, porque hoje são 22 de novembro de 2033, ou seja, eu estou no futuro. Muita coisa mudou desde o Universo Ateneu de 2023 que vocês estão participando nesse momento. A inteligência artificial atingiu patamares inimagináveis. Houve uma grande transformação na educação. Todas as empresas utilizam inteligência artificial. Portanto, pesquisem e estudem como a inteligência artificial pode gerar novos empreendimentos e facilitar os processos, diminuindo os custos nas suas empresas. A inteligência artificial chegou para revolucionar. Então aproveitem bastante esse momento único que o Ateneu está proporcionando a vocês. Ah, só uma coisa. Quem ganhou a Copa do Mundo de 2026 foi... Ah, esqueci. Meu tempo acabou. Até mais.
liberdade desafia o nosso peito à própria morte. Ó pátria amada, idolatrada, salve, salve, Brasil, no sonho denso, raio vivo, de amor e de esperança a terra desce, sem teu formoso céu risonho límpido, a imagem do cruzeiro resplandece, gigante pela própria natureza, és bela, és forte, pálido, colosso, e o teu futuro espelha essa grandeza, terra adorada, entre outras vilas do Brasil, a pátria amada, dos filhos deste sol és mãe gentil, pátria amada, Brasil. Deitado eternamente imenso esplêndido, ao som do mar e à luz do céu profundo, fulguras ao Brasil, florão da América, iluminado ao sol do novo mundo, do que a terra mais garrido, teus risonhos lindos campos têm mais flores, nossos bosques têm mais vida, nossa vida no teu seio mais amores. Ó pátria amada, idolatrada, salve, salve, Brasil de amor eterno seja símbolo, o Nacaruca sempre estrelado, e digo verde louro desta flâmula, paz no futuro e glória no passado. Mas sempre da justiça acaba forte, verás que o filho teu não foge à luta, nem teme quem te adora a própria morte. Entre outras vilas do Brasil, a pátria amada, dos filhos deste sol és mãe gentil, pátria amada, Brasil.
Hello, everyone. I don't receive any feedback. I hope you can hear me well. Hello, everyone. Thank you very much for inviting me to your fantastic event on artificial intelligence. My name is Fabio Violante. I'm the CEO of Arduino. And I have been in this position since 2017. And it's a great pleasure to be together with you today. Thanks you to Sandro Mesquita, Professor Sandro Mesquita, that invited me. It is, morning there, is afternoon here. And, I don't know how many of you are familiar with Arduino, but today we're going to talk about our technology. I don't know if you can present my slides, or shall I present them? Perfect. So thank you very much. So just quickly, so what is Arduino? Probably most of you are already using Arduino. So I think the audience is quite familiar with our technology. But basically, we develop hardware products and software that can be used to add a brain to physical objects. Our mission as a company is to enable anyone to innovate by making complex technology open and simple to use. But Arduino, it's more than hardware. It's a complete platform that goes from hardware to development tools, to cloud services, and a lot of knowledge. The knowledge is community, is content, is support, is books, and is open source code that people can go and use online. One of the most important products from Arduino is our IDE that is used by millions of people, tens of millions of people. And in the past couple of years, we made a lot of innovation in this field. IDE 2.0, that is a big quantum leap from what we had before. But probably not all of you are familiar with the fact that there are other ways to program Arduino. So for example, we recently released a MicroPython editor to enable development on a certain category of boards that are slightly more powerful. But we're also working basically on your topic, that is AI, and we made a partnership with OpenMV to provide you a IDE that really specialized on machine vision, that is called OpenMV, and it's available for all the users of our professional boards. And then we also released what we call the Arduino PLC IDE. That is an IDE that allows people in the industrial automation field to program our PLCs using familiar languages for them, like the ladder logic and the other IEC languages. On top of that, we have been working quite extensively to develop our cloud offering so that people can not only develop code on their laptops, but also develop code in the cloud. But they can also connect their devices to the cloud and control them from the cloud using web browser, but also using mobile phones. So what you see in this slide on the right-hand side is a typical Arduino dashboard that can be made using our cloud. But let's go back to the origin of Arduino. So I'm somehow humbled and really proud of being part of the startup of Arduino, even if I wasn't one of the co-founders. So what you see in this slide is the Interaction Design Institute of Ivrea, a small city in the northwestern part of Italy. When I was a PhD student, I visited this school as a student. And the dean of the school asked me if I want to teach electronics to their students. And of course, I was a computer science PhD. So basically, I didn't know anything about electronics. But I introduced to the school Massimo Banzi, that became the founder of Arduino. So it's a strange story. Nobody knows about it. So from there, they started. This was the original founders team of Arduino: Gianluca Martino, David Mellis, David Quartielles, Tom, Aigo, and Massimo Banzi. So David, Tom, and Massimo are still actively working for us, mainly David and Massimo. David Mellis is working for Autodesk and is responsible for some interesting products like Tinkercad, etc., for Autodesk. And Gianluca Martino, unfortunately, is no longer with us. Just for the sake of clarity, what is Arduino is the for-profit company behind the largest open source embedded computing platform in the world. The name Arduino comes from the Arduino bar in Ivrea, the city where the school was set up. And it's a bar where the founders used to meet in the evening after class for aperitivo, the aperitivo, Milano style aperitivo. And the bar itself was named after the king Arduino. There was the first king of Italy from 1002 to 1014, so like 1000 years ago. So Arduino has been instrumental over time in the creation of some of the most innovative ideas in the world. This is, for example, a open source 3D printers. Before Arduino, there were no open 3D printers. This is more recent. During COVID, many organizations reach out to us to help them develop ventilators for developing countries or difficult situations. We contributed providing our technology because they realized that Arduino boards are not only a nice prototyping tool, but their quality is sufficient to put a human life at stake on their machine. So this initiative is from Oxford University, and they based their project on the nano boards. But we have many more examples. This student, Judith Giraud-Benet, won in 2020 the James Dyson Award. Dyson is the name that you can recognize because you buy their electronics device, Hoovers, etc. So she basically created a early breast cancer detection system based on Arduino for certain type, of course, of disease. It's not like a universal solution, but she was very creative. And then there are also lots of funny things with Arduino. So this student created a device that hits the wall when the neighbors are noisy, doing whatever they want. So we don't invade their privacy. But basically, whenever there is some noise coming from the neighbors, you see the ball on the top is hitting the wall and making a lot of noise. So it's autonomously creating some noise on your neighbors in response to their noise. And then, on the funny side, this is the peak we reached. So basically, Randy Sarafan created a chair that tweets when you fart. So that's the top. That's to give you an impression of how creative is our community. We go from ventilators, cancer 3D printers, drones, to all the crazy, funny application, organs that just play on their own, or this nice application. Going to numbers, so we have really big impact in the world. On LinkedIn alone, we have more than 500,000 people mentioning Arduino as one of their skill formally in their resume. We have more than 30 million people, active developers on the IDE. 30 million people. So it is unbelievable if you think that we are talking about technology. On the forum, we have more than 1.1 million users. And more recently, we calculated how many messages we are receiving on the cloud infrastructure. More than 1 billion IoT data points received every month on the cloud. So these are staggering numbers that testify how important is Arduino. So Arduino right now is slightly different compared to the origins. Overall, anyway, we are sort of serving the same people, but in a better way. So we have a part of the company that is called Arduino Education. Now is a business unit that serves the educational market, mainly the K-12, so mid-school and high school, and higher education, So probably your peers, you and your peers use a lot of Arduinos or Arduino compatible technology. That's a focus area for us and for Arduino education. Then we have the makers part that basically aims at supporting everyday challenges from retail customers, people like me, like a lot of individuals that love as their hobby or passion or attempt at becoming more skilled to learn technology. And then the third part of the business is called Arduino Pro. And the idea is to help people transition from prototyping to production. The idea is exactly highlighted in this picture. So many companies used Arduino as their prototyping tool. Very large company. Think about the biggest automotive brands like Volkswagen, Audi, Nissan, Fiat, now Stellantis. So all of them to some extent, but not only automotive. I mean, large companies, Coca-Cola, Pepsi, anybody in the world is using Arduino boards for prototyping. What we are trying to do right now, especially with the Arduino Pro business unit, it's to support our customers along the journey to go from prototype to pilot to series. And if they have Among Us volume, we support them with specific licensing schemes to create their own custom design based on our schematics. For those of you that are familiar with Arduino, you may recognize the board on the left-hand side of this slide. The Arduino Uno has been a legendary project. But since then, since I joined the company in 2017, we decided to change pace in terms of R&D. So we put a lot of energies and millions of dollars in research and development, bringing to you the Nano family, for example, the Nano 33 family that Sandro and a bunch of team have the pleasure to use to do AI on the edge applications. There is a lot you can do on these powerful devices. And then we went up with the ST Microelectronics partnership. We created Portenta H7. We created the Giga board. All those things, of course, I will not go into the details, but they open up a lot of opportunities for you to experiment as a scientific community, create streamlined AI, very private AI close to the edge, so you don't have to send all the data to the cloud, but you can basically compute at the very edge and just send the signals to the cloud or wherever you need to send them after the processing happened. So this help preserving the privacy of the data, and products, for example, like what you see on this slide called the Nikla family at the top of the slide on the right-hand side. They are stamp size products. They are very small products. They can be fantastic for a lot of experimentation in robotics, in machine vision, in signal processing, but they are really the size of a coin, a €1 coin, €2 coin. So a lot of innovation brought to you. And more recently, we released the Arduino Uno R4, this is a successor of a product that has been on the market for 13 years now, 1-3. So you can imagine the fear that we were feeling of launching such an important product innovation. And we succeeded. Now Arduino Uno R4 is the natural evolution of the old Arduino Uno, but being compatible with all the accessories that were available for the Uno, it's a perfect tool for a lot of experimentation also in the academic world, because it's a combination of a powerful, really powerful microcontroller, the processor that you see on the right-hand side, with connectivity features. So this means that you can hook up all the accessories that you had for the old Arduino, and they work on this one, but you can connect them to your university cloud, to your laptops through Wi-Fi or Bluetooth, use it as a data logger or whatever kind of application you may have. Here you see the specifications, but I will not go through all of them. Just please note that we are using a Cortex M4 32-bit, so it's a big step forward compared to the Arduino Uno R3. It is very flexible in terms of voltage range. It is 5-volt compatible, and it's the only product that has these characteristics. And it has a lot of flash and RAM. There was a huge limitation in the previous edition of the Arduino. Anyway, you can check on the Arduino website the characteristics of this product, but I wanted to highlight it because it could be a good product, and it's crazily cheap. That's the other point. So I made a deliberate decision as CEO of the company to make it available less than the price of the current Uno R3, so that you can get all of these in the, in line with our company values for a very reasonable amount of money. And in the recent years, we have been working with a lot of partners, technology partnership, ARM, NXP, ST Microelectronics, Edge Impulse, that is embedded in our cloud as a third-party provider, Microchip, Thales, so uBlocks. I think this is just a subset of the partnership we are making, not only for electronics, but also for software, SaaS services, and libraries, content, etc. Let me just wrap the presentation talking about what people are doing with Arduinos also in the professional world. So NextGen Port is providing a cancer patient monitoring system. They're saving a ton of money. They accelerated the POC, and they used one of these sensor stamps that I mentioned before, the Mikla Vision. We have APS engineering that is using our Portenta machine control from the Pro line, saving a ton of money for industrial inkjet print controllers. All right, so I think the connection was dropped. Thank you very much. It was a pleasure being with you. if you can hear me. Otherwise, ciao a tutti and see you next time. Ciao.